Hey guys, this is Balu from Balu Prime and once again welcome you all back for an exciting tutorial. In this tutorial I will show you how I made this water filling in glass animation in Blender easily. So hope you guys will find the tutorial useful, but before going to that, if you end up liking this video, please click on that like button to share this content, and if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing my channel and support me. So further without any ado, let's begin today's video. So here you can see I am using Blender 2.93. Nice. So now let's select everything in this default scene by pressing A on the keyboard and delete. So now let's start this by modeling our glass. So go to this add mesh, select the cylinder, and let me increase this cylinder vertices to 64. Okay. So now press S on the keyboard and increase the scaling of the cylinder here like this. And let me press 3 for side view and press SZ to increase the scale in Z axis. So this much of height is enough. Let me place this just above the grid here. Okay. So now press tab on the keyboard for edit mode, select this face mode and select this face here and delete. Select the face. Okay. So now select these vertices here, press S and increase the scaling here like this, so that we'll get the shape of a glass. So this is enough, I think. So again press tab to exit the edit mode. Okay. So now right click, shade smooth. Now let me come to this object properties, normals and auto smooth. Fine. So now let's apply subdivision surface modifier. So select this, add modifier, subdivision surface, and again press tab for edit mode, Ctrl R for loop cut, and let me bring the loop cut here. Okay, nice. And again press tab to exit edit mode, so that we got this place. And let me do one thing, press tab once again, Ctrl R and add a loop cut here. Okay, and press tab to exit the edit mode. Nice. And let me change this levels to 2 and apply this modifier. Okay. So now let me select this modifier once again and let me add solidify surface and let me thickness outward. So I think minus 0.303 is enough, and make it even thickness, and also apply this modifier also. Nice. So now let's work on liquid. So go to this add mesh, select this UV sphere and let me place this here, and let me reduce the scaling a bit, reduce the scaling here and right click shade smooth. Fine. Okay. So in order to get quick liquid, select the object sphere, object, quick effects and select this quick liquid. So we got a domain created. So this box around the sphere is called as domain. So the simulation will take place inside this domain only. So we need to increase the scale of this domain. So press S and increase the scaling of this domain here. Okay, I think let me increase this in X axis and also in Y axis. Okay, and let 3 and let me place this just below to the glass. Okay, so we got the domain here. Now select the sphere, come to this physics property, type, let it be flow, flow type, set it to liquid, behavior, set it to inflow. So if this option is enabled, the flow of liquid will be throughout the timeline. So I don't want that to happen. So I want the liquid to flow for few frames and later I want the liquid to stop. So I think for 80 frames I want the liquid to flow continuously. So beyond that 80th frame and add a keyframe for this use flow and move one frame forward and uncheck this use flow option and add another keyframe. So from 1 to 80 frames the liquid will flow from the sphere, and from 81 frame the liquid will stop by adding these keyframes. Okay, so I think these settings are enough for the sphere. So now select the domain. Okay, so domain type, let it be liquid, resolution I'll change this to 128. Okay, fine, and scroll down. I will disable this collision borders. So name itself indicates the function of this. It says border collision, so I don't want this. Front, right, top collision, back collision, right collision, bottom is okay. And let me enable this liquid option also. So here we'll get these two simulation methods. One is FLIP, one is APIC. So I will choose this flip as it will be a splashy behavior like water. So this epic will be more static kind of thing, but it will be stable. Okay, so let me select this flip, and default settings I will leave like that only. I will enable this fractional obstacles also, and let me enable this diffusion. Come to this presets and select the water. Okay, fine. So enable this mesh option also, so that we'll get mesh directly. And let me change this cache folder. So I have selected a folder for the cache to be saved. Okay, so simulation, let it be from 1 to 250. Now change the type to modular. Before doing that, let me select the glass. So we want the liquid to be filled in the glass. So for that we need to make this as a colliding or effector particle. So select the glass, add fluid for that, type, change it to effector, which is a collision, and sampling substeps I will increase this to 6, and make sure to enable this is planar option, or else the liquid will not stay in the glass, it will be falling down. And if the liquid falls down even though this option is enabled, so at that time increase the thickness of the glass by adding a solidify modifier. It may solve that, and also try to increase the resolution of the liquid. Okay, so after doing these settings, let me select this domain once again, scroll down, and now let me change this type to all, make it is resumable option so that we can resume the bake at any time. And let me select this bake all option. So here you can see this bake is done, and it took almost 1 hour for this 128 quality of domain. So you can analyze if the quality increases, the bake time increases. So let me move to this solid viewport and let me play this once again. So now if I play this, we can see we got our water captured in the glass. Okay, so once you are happy with the simulation, now let's move on to material viewport, just to add materials. So here you can see the water, the liquid has already got a glass shader onto that. So now let's add a material onto this glass. So select the glass, come to this material, add new material, and for this also I will use glass BSDF only, and roughness I will reduce to completely 0, and IQR I think I will increase this IQR to 1.950. Okay, so right now it's not looking like glass, so we need to play with the values, or we need to change the render engine itself. So let's move on to this render viewport. So currently the scene is looking dark, so let's add HDRI. So come to this world properties, color, environment. So here I will be using an HDRI. So let me load an HDRI. So here I got this HDRI. Okay, so now come to this render properties, enable ambient occlusion, and let me increase the distance to 2, and enable the screen space reflections, refractions, scroll down, come to this film and make it transparent. Okay, so now let's add a ground plane. So go to this add mesh, select a plane here, so press S and increase the scaling of the plane. Let me press 3, and let me place this plane just below to the glass here like this. Okay, so for this also let's add a material. So select this plane, come to this material, add new material. So for this let it be principal BSDF. So now come to this shading. Okay, so now select this principal BSDF, press Ctrl plus T to get this node wrangler. And by the way, if you have not enabled node wrangler, come to this edit, preferences, add on, and look for wrangler or node. So you'll get this node wrangler, enable it. So after that just select this principal BSDF and press Ctrl plus T. So from this we can select any texture here. So let me select a texture. So here you can see I got this material. So let me reduce the specular. I don't want that specular, and roughness let me increase that. Okay, nice. So let me move on to this layout once again. Fine. So now currently the glass is not looking like glass, because we are in EV viewport. So for some reasons I did not find any best way to make this look as glass except in cycles render. So let me shift on to this cycles and let me make it GPU compute. So as soon as I change this to cycles, you can see the glass is now looking much better. So for this I will suggest you to render the glass material in cycles only. Liquid, let me change this liquid. Color, so come to this property and color, I will change this to beige blue kind of thing. Okay, fine. So now let's render this scene out. So for that, first we need to create a camera. So go to this add camera, Control Alt 0, press N on the keyboard, view, and enable this camera to view. And now we can set or adjust the position of our camera. So let me select the angle here. Okay, so this is fine. So now come to this render settings, output properties, sorry, and let it be full HD. Enable this render region, crop to render region. So start and end I will change this to, I think 125 frames is enough. Okay, and let it be 24. Now let me save, let me change this to 150 or else. Okay, so in output folder I will select an output folder here. So here I have selected an output folder, and file format I will use JPEG, quality 100%. Okay, nice. So now let's come to this render and click on this render animation. So in this way we can create this kind of liquid filling in glass animation using Blender. So hope you guys have learned something new from this tutorial. If you have learned anything new, please like, share and subscribe my channel to support me. So we'll meet in the next video. Until then, signing off. Take care. Bye.